Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm riding this. This is the TVS Apache RTR 310. This is not a motorcycle. It is a gadget on wheels because this motorcycle has more features than your car. For starters, it has got automatic headlights. They auto illuminate, and it has got two-step adjustment for the brightness, which also happens automatically depending on your speed. So two LEDs here. Let me show you the high beam right away. This is the LED DRL, sort of a cowl here. Obviously hazard lights are on. Everything is LED. Says RTR 310 right there. Indian flag colors have been given to, which TVS does on most of its motorcycles. Now it definitely looks like a Ducati Street Fighter V4. That's where the inspiration has come, and the color will remind you of Bumblebee. Meanwhile, it has upside down forks which are finished in golden. Yes, this is a loud motorcycle, not in terms of the sound but in terms of the colors. There's this extension on the tank with sort of a vent there. The horn, the dual horns, that is the radiator, the radiator cap, and it seems very much exposed because that is the way the design has been done. Now the front tire size happens to be 110 70 17. Michelin tires, grip levels are good. Petrol disc, it says RTDSC, reflector treatment here, TVS Racing written right there. This motorcycle is a chalti filthy specification sheet or a brochure or a billboard, because look at the amount of branding here. Apache written here, RTR 310 written right there, Hyper Spec, TVS Racing, RT slipper clutch, do not block, DOHC reverse incline. Come on TVS, you don't need to write so many things on your motorcycle. DOHC engraved on the engine as well, and it says do not block, so I'll try to do exactly that. Jokes aside, the fit finish and quality of this motorcycle is quite amazing. The tank size is just 11 liters. Someone copied the Ferrari logo or got inspired from it. Meanwhile, the seat height is 800 mm, which is good, and the ground clearance is 180 mm, which ain't too bad. You even have the option of getting a different type of a chain. So yes, build to order, you can do a lot of things. Monoshock suspension from KYB, and the exhaust is kind of on the bigger side. It also gets the option of seat temperature setting, so this one does not have it. So you have something here for the same design. You can increase the heat on the seat or the cooling function, the ventilation, by 3 fan speeds to cool your as well. But this thing actually hits you if you try to accommodate yourself more. This is how you actually open the rear seat. It says TVS Racing right there. I was telling you now, this is a chalti filthy billboard. Even TVS is written right here. Grab rails seem good. At the rear, you will definitely like the alloy wheel design. You will like it at the front as well. Tire pressure monitor is also available. A lot of these things are actually optional, so you can do build to order, of course. And it says TVS Racing right here. Meanwhile, the rear tire size happens to be a 150 section, of course. Okay, it's written somewhere here, 150 60 17. I don't remember everything by heart. I'm so sorry. Hyper Spec, because this is a split trellis frame on this motorcycle. It actually looks quite nice. Yellow colored alloy wheels at the rear. Alloy wheel, not wheels. And at the front, you get black colored ones. In fact, the design of the alloys seem quite similar, but I'm not going to stress too much in trying to identify that. Lot of play with colors. This is silver finishing here. And at the rear, well, these are twin LED brake lights, but they're giving the indicators on the tire hugger, so you cannot remove the tire hugger. And that exhaust looks a bit ugly to me, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Sari guard has been neatly integrated here. I actually really like the design of this motorcycle, but what I really love is the kind of features it has. So it is obviously built to order. We will turn off the motorcycle right now. This has adjustable levers. Yeah, both the levers are very much adjustable. This is to alter the light control. So this is to go into high beam, and this is to do the pass by. What is this? Yes, it has got freaking cruise control. This is for the hazard, and these are the controls to operate this particular screen. So in the Apache RR 310, it is vertical 5-inch. This is horizontal 5-inch. Some change there. Very aggressive design of the rear view mirrors, and the handlebar is quite wide. There's no button here. There's just this engine start and kill switch right there. Like I was telling you, you can adjust for preload. You can do the adjustments for the front as well as the rear. So preload, compression, all those things can be adjusted on both ends. Not all, but some of them can be adjusted at both ends. It also gives you adjustable suspension. You can use this particular key only to do it. You don't need special tools for it. Let's turn on this motorcycle, and there it says racing since 1982. TVS Racing, built to order, RTDSC, lot of branding everywhere. So this is the urban ride mode right now. It says wear your gear, and I just have to press this button to browse through the ride modes. It says close throttle, and then we are in rain mode, in which actually it shows it's raining. Then I'm going to come into the next mode. It has 5 ride modes. That is the sport ride mode. Then there is the track ride mode, and then finally there is the supermoto, which turns off rear ABS. If you notice, this is the tachometer. Gives you a lot of information here. Top speed 156 km per hour, mileage 22 km per liter, odometer is done to 100 km, and the range right now is 125 km, which isn't bad. I'm just going to get into sport mode because I think that's the best mode. Overall graphics are the best there. Come on, it's a bit slow to respond, and here we are. in sport mode. Yes, I just wish it had a proper tachometer because this is not the easiest to use. So let's actually get into track mode. There we are. Switchgear quality and all is absolutely phenomenal, like feels really nice as long as you don't move it, and when you do, you realize things are a bit flimsy on this motorcycle. Yeah, it kind of shakes quite badly. Good thing is things are very easy to operate. It says cruise control not available, press brake clutch to enable cruise, all that is fine. I have to press this button, enter. We enter the menu. Now you see a lot of information. It's telling you range and coolant temperature and RPM. Now all I have to do is use these buttons to browse through. So here I can get into the ride mode. I can set a few parameters in the ride mode. I have closed throttle. I have not even touched the throttle, bro. What are you talking about? So okay, you can select the ride modes from here. You can get into trip details. You can select that as well. You can get into my vehicle, see the performance record. You can upload documents. You can get into preferences, and you can change a few things there, like the dynamic headlight if you want that, DRL, traction control, quick shifter. It has a bi-directional quick shifter, of course. And then you can also make changes to other aspects like the display setup, custom widgets, speed alert if you want to put a speed alarm, which I have done right now at 140 kilometers per hour. I'm stupid. I just want to see how it looks. And then the last menu is for the seat cooling, ventilation and all, which is not there on this particular motorcycle because TVS being a little cheap by not giving me that particular feature on this particular motorcycle which I'm riding today. So I'm a bit sad about that. But that said, it has got Bluetooth connectivity. That's the reason it says Smart X Connect. I don't need to remember anything when riding this motorcycle or reviewing this motorcycle because TVS has been kind enough of splashing logos and specifications all over this particular motorcycle. Now, the fun part is that it connects with Bluetooth, obviously, with the app. However, you can connect your GoPro as well as your helmet communicator. So yes, TVS has gone absolutely bonkers in offering a lot of features on this motorcycle. And for the first time, my video has gone so long just because there's so many features on this motorcycle. Let's turn off the hazards. Let's turn on the motorcycle. And there it starts. Okay. Amazing thing is that while the bike is standstill, I'm still doing 7-8 kilometers per liter. The speedometer could be a little bit more accurate, and the kind of buzzing, oh my god, the vibrations, crazy on this particular motorcycle. Yeah, we have a side stand. Let me just put it down and show you that they have managed to do the wiring and everything very nicely. Yeah, no exposed bits as such, very neatly integrated. So yes, worthy of an applause for sure. And this is where oil goes. TVS written here. DOHC reverse incline, basically it's the same BMW engine which is kind of starting to show its age, unfortunately. But anyways, how is it to ride? Because I think beyond the features, this motorcycle starts to disappoint because it's only the features where it really shines. Let's go! Alright, let's start riding. Let's turn on the motorcycle and come on, load quickly, bhai. इतना टाइम क्यों लगा रहा है मेरे को? पनवेल निकलना है. Build to order RT DSC. RT actually stands for race tuned. DSC stands for dynamic stability control. Let's turn on the motorcycle, and there it starts. Now I'm going to get into first gear, and I'm going to leave the clutch immediately. I'm not going to get into the throttle, and it is stalled. I thought it has something known as glide through technology, which doesn't seem to be working at the moment. I think after I get to a certain speed, then only it will work. So here, now let's leave the throttle. Okay, now it is riding at around 10 kilometers per hour. So why are we in track mode? We will shift this to urban mode probably. And oh god, I pressed the wrong buttons at times. So here we are in urban mode. Now I've come into rain mode. So that is the glide through technology, which is something which lets you cruise without having to put any effort on the clutch or on the throttle either. Now this motorcycle has got something known as slope dependent control. Okay, forget all this, let's go. How can a Pulsar overtake an Apache? That's so wrong, bro. Anyways, this motorcycle has way too many features. It's absolutely crazy the kind of features this motorcycle has. They've overloaded it with so many features that I have to actually buy heart a brochure and come today. Although TVS has done the kind thing of pasting stickers all over this motorcycle. So it has got a slipper clutch, it has got a bi-directional quick shifter, it has got wheelie control, which is front lift off control, it has got stoppy control, which is basically rear lift off control, and then there are two packages as well in terms of the kits which are available because this is built to order, right? So firstly, there's a Sepang blue color which will set you back by an additional 10,000 rupees. I would wrap it in 2,000 rupees. So if you're planning to get that color, get in touch with me at blah 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 blah.
इधर क्या black करता है क्या इधर? Black? अरे क्या बात करते हैं साहब?
Okay, jokes aside, I can feel so many vibes. Yeah, this engine is a disappointment. This rickshaw guy does not even see here. He was seeing that side and he flipped like that. So yes, this motorcycle needs ADAS, I feel. Jokes aside, that is the next thing which TVS is going to add to this bike because they've already given it everything but the freaking kitchen sink. यार सब कुछ डाल दिया इस मोटरसाइकिल में, क्या ही बाकी रहा है. So in terms of the riding modes and all that, there are 5 of them. Right now we are in rain, so I'm going to quickly shift it. So there are different maps for the various ride modes. So in sport, supermoto and track, it produces the same power and torque. The only thing is it makes changes to the, I think, I don't know what it makes changes to, probably to the, no, it doesn't make changes to the power at all. So it probably makes changes to the ABS and traction control and all that. Yeah, it's a green on the left, so here we go. I think I'll shift out of sport and we will quickly get it into track mode, because that is obviously the one to launch. I have to turn, I mean leave the throttle, then only I can change. It says close throttle. Here we are in track mode. With track mode now, I think traction control is probably less intrusive, although I really don't think this has multiple different traction modes. But if you opt for the package which has the IMU based system, then obviously it has got cornering traction control, cornering ABS, as well as cornering cruise control. Why do you need cruise control in a motorcycle? I have absolutely no clue at all. The initial bite isn't that strong, however brakes are good. Okay, here we are into first gear. I'm going to quickly enter the menu because I am going to turn off traction control because I don't think it's needed. Quick shifter is on, and now it's time to launch. It's idling at a rather high 1600 RPM and off we go. First gear 52 kilometers per hour, second gear 74 kilometers per hour, third gear it does 96 kilometers per hour, and in fourth gear it does 117 kilometers per hour. Okay, bi-directional quick shifter doesn't really work the best at times, and now we are doing 135 kilometers per hour. My goodness, the vibes are just way too much on this motorcycle. In the mid-range now, around like 4,500-5,000 RPM they start and they stay there till 7,500 RPM. You feel the buzz and the vibes on the handlebar, you feel it on the seat, you feel it on the tank, you feel it on the pegs as well, you feel it almost everywhere. What a terrible refinement this motorcycle has. Very uncomfortable because of that alone, and the ride itself is also very comfortable. It is on the stiffer side, it is on the firmer side. I'm going bouncing, but I believe with the adjustable suspension things can be addressed to a certain issue. Brakes could be stronger in terms of initial bite, which is not that strong here. And in the city, well, it's easy to maneuver because obviously it's a light motorcycle. It weighs just 169 kgs, which is light. Only thing is that the engine now sounds better, so they have made changes to the intake and the exhaust, and they've also done a remap, because of which the power is increased by 1.6 PS and the torque is also increased by 1.4 Newton meters. The result is this motorcycle produces 35.6 PS of power. Meanwhile, the torque output is 28.7 Newton meters, so that 35.6 PS comes in at 9,700 RPM. Peak torque comes in at around 7,500 RPM. However, these numbers which I'm telling you about power and torque, those are only valid when you are riding it in sport, track or supermoto mode, because when you get in urban or rain mode, power and torque obviously drops to a level which is quite surprising, because it makes 27.12. What am I saying? I saw the Jimny and I lost for words. I'm like, what is this slow car doing in the fast lane? Jokes aside, no, that was not a joke, by the way. So 27.1 PS of power and 27.3 Newton meters of torque in urban and rain riding modes, because then obviously power is dropped. But 5 riding modes is way too many. In supermoto mode, what it does is it disables rear ABS, so you can do slides and all that. And I think in track mode, I don't know what it does honestly, but yes, that's it. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.19 seconds, which is not really fast, but even though it weighs a little less, it still doesn't feel as fast and exciting to ride because of this buzzy engine, man. It's such a disappointment. This BMW engine, which is like 9 years old now, it just is terrible in terms of refinement. It feels better when you're riding it faster. It feels better in the higher end of the rev range. It doesn't feel good in the mid range. It just feels too buzzy. Now this is a reverse incline engine. It is obviously liquid cooled. Reverse incline in which the cylinder head is facing forward, which means that air intake is directly right in front and the exhaust is directly outside from the rear, which means it's better for packaging, results in fresher air coming faster, I guess, and it also results in a simplified exhaust system. That's the reason with the reverse incline engine they don't have to actually opt for a longer wheelbase, they can just manage it with a short wheelbase itself. I thought he was calling me saying that your bike has too many colors, bro. Is it normal or is it modified? And I would have said, bro, take the bike and then enjoy the mid-range buzzing and vibrations. Girls are going to love this motorcycle because of the way the mid-range is so vibraty. And it has a 6-speed gearbox, obviously slipper clutch and all that has been given. Everything is given, yaar. 10,900 RPM red line. The buzzing and all is crazy. Fuel efficiency somewhere between 22 to 27 kilometers per liter depending on your riding style. Top speed claimed 150 kilometers per hour, but it will do 156 kilometers per hour as well on the speedometer with speedo error. Oh my god, there is a lot of wind blast. Now this motorcycle is definitely, and I'm telling you definitely, this motorcycle is not at all for the track because cornering clearance is very bad. In fact, the tires are also Michelin Road 5 tires for the road. Grip levels are very good on the road. It is grippy, it's nice, and the brakes, like, they're really nice brakes, which actually brings me to the price of this motorcycle. Starts at 2.92 lakhs, goes all the way till 3.16 lakhs for the top end variant, which is the Fury Red. We stopped by because so we can launch. So like I was telling you, pricing, well, the price goes up further. If you opt for the dynamic kit, well, that is rupees 18,000, which will give you tire pressure monitor, a brass chain, which is low maintenance, and then it also offers the adjustable suspension, which is a nice feature to have, no doubt about it, because the adjustment actually happens to the preload compression and the rebound as well. Meanwhile, that's only for the front. At the rear, there is no compression adjustment, only for the preload and the rebound. Dynamic plus kit, oh god, the gearbox is slipping. I'm missing shifts, so clutch could be better. The clutch is fine. It's slightly not so progressive, but the gearbox is not the smoothest in terms of shifts. So there's also the dynamic plus kit, which actually offers you a few interesting things. Like, of course, you get the Bosch, I don't know it's from Bosch or what, but 6D IMU inertial measurement unit, which results in you getting cornering ABS, cornering traction control, and also you get cornering cruise control. What exactly is cornering cruise control? It's basically that when you're going around a corner at a certain speed with cruise control enabled, it will automatically reduce the speed, thinking that you're going to corner, so you have to be at a slow speed. It's a stupid system. It makes no sense to have something like a cornering cruise control, but TVS is like, why not? If you're giving features, why not add one more to the tally? Because we can, and that's, I think, what it is. Oh my god, the ride is like really not so good for Indian roads because you can feel a lot of these bumps and they hit you hard. Rear suspension with the monoshock is actually tuned by KYB, or so is what TVS claims. And when you factor in all these optional add-ons, the price goes near to KTM Duke 390 level, making this motorcycle worth a skip because TVS's service, after sales is like really very poor. In the south, where TVS is based, TVS is based down south, right? Arey, wiper niche kar leta. It is really bad, and when you come to west and east regions, it's even worse still. So now it's time to race. Okay, this is GT, this is 1.5. Here we go. Sorry, bye guys. Okay, I'm leaving. They've actually shortened the gearing on this motorcycle. Yeah, they have gone 4 teeth up on the rear sprocket. So compared to the Apache RTR 310, the shortening of the gearing has happened, and the slight increase in power has also happened. And I find it very nimble and agile. It's light, it's a nice handler, it's a fun handler. Only thing is cornering clearance isn't much, and the pegs are a little rear set, which isn't too sporty, which isn't like very thakela also. It's sort of mid-range, and the handlebar is wide enough, so it's a bit lean forward, gives you a very engaging riding position. But the fuel tank at 11 liters is stupidly small. Itna to main pani pi jata hu ek ghut mein. So yeah, that's a little disappointing there as well. Now let's do one thing. Let's actually use the cruise control here. I've never used it before, so I'm trying to figure how it's used. So cruise control not available. Why, bro? I want cruise control. Yeah, cruise control not available, bro. What is this? Yeah, it says mode change error. TVS, what have you done, bro?
Few moments later.
So I have given up on trying to turn on cruise control because that doesn't seem to be working at the moment. However, the good thing is that the climate control seat is part of the Dynamic Plus package or Dynamic Pro package. For rupees 22,000 extra, you are getting rider aids, some of which are kind of pointless, but cornering ABS is okay. I mean, it's fine. However, ABS is fine. It's not very sensitive. And the other good bit about this motorcycle is that it is a fun, easy handler, easy to ride, no doubt about it. Only thing is, I think traction control is a bit intrusive. That's why I've turned it off. I think, is the cruise control not working because I have turned off traction control? Maybe that could be the reason for the same. Let's turn on traction control. On the track, I've heard that traction control is way too intrusive. And on the road, I think it does a decent job. Getting into neutral, not much of an issue. Here we go. Let's get into preferences. Let's get into traction control. Let's turn it on. Let's get back from here. And now let's try cruise control. First things first, let's freaking launch. And there a guy is breaking the signal. Dude, what's wrong with you? Let's go. Seat is nice and comfortable, yeah? I mean, it's spacious, but I think it's on the stiffer side and every bump shakes your front end feels a bit loose. Now is the time to try cruise control. You know what? It doesn't even tell me now cruise control is not available. It's like given up on it. There we go. Finally, we have come to cruise control. And that's only because traction control was off. I think that's the reason it did not enable. Now it is so smooth, easy. Yeah, it is actually a stupid feature to have because motorcycle is all about controlling every aspect of the ride experience. Let's see till what speed does the cruise control go. Can we cruise at 150 kilometers per hour? That's it. 120 kilometers per hour is the maximum cruising speed of this motorcycle. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it the thumbs up. That's a like button. And also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Downshift to second, baby. And bye-bye.